Welcome back. You're watching live from Paris on France 24. It's time now for Media Watch, when we find out what's making the waves in the French press and on the websites. I'm delighted to say James Creedon is back here in the studio. Hi there, James.
Good evening. How are you doing, Laura?
Good stuff. Now, parlez-vous français, Mitt Romney? The answer is oui, apparently, yes. But not everyone thinks that's a good thing.
It's not Mitt Romney, it's Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney, excusez-moi. Très bien. Mitt Romney.
It's Mitt Romney, much to his chagrin. Now it is Mitt Romney. He does not want to be known as that. Let's have a look at this headline on Rue 89, which would put Mitt Romney to tears. He would be crying if he saw this. Une vidéo en français pour plomber le candidat Romney. A video in French to sink Mitt Romney's candidacy. Now, and it's been, of course, this was originally not in the French media. It was in the US media. Here's CBS News talking about it. A tack ad shows Mitt Romney speaking French, of all things.
So the other front runner, Newt Gingrich, he's cheated on his wife and had 3 wives, but Mitt Romney speaks French.
As long as Gingrich doesn't speak French, he's all right. Plain sailing. Now, I suppose I'll contextualise it first. Does this ring any bells? This is back in 2002.
They called him, what was it, Chéri Jean, I think.
Chéri Jean. This was, he likes France, John Kerry, and he holidays here and drinks French wine.
Look what happened to him.
Yes, look what happened to him. Now, this was not long after the French went against the Iraq War, and there was all this freedom fries talk in the US. Anyway, let's have a look at this ad that his detractors, Mitt Romney's detractors, have now put out. It's released since yesterday. Let's take a look and we can talk about it afterwards.
Je m'appelle Mitt Romney et je suis président du comité d'organisation des Jeux olympiques d'hiver de 2002 à Salt Lake City. Nous allons être la meilleure équipe des volontaires que les Jeux aient jamais connue. Nous sommes très reconnaissants de votre décision de partager cette aventure avec nous. Et nous savons déjà que ce sera une expérience incroyable, du genre que l'on ne vit qu'une fois dans sa vie. Le français est l'une des langues officielles de ce Jeux.
Oh dear, he really does need to work on his accent a little bit, doesn't he? Make an effort, Mitt.
Yeah, a little bit of an effort. But in any case, at least he doesn't have a beret on his head like John Kerry in that particular video, where people said, there were apparently Republicans at the time who said, he even looks French.
Oh, how dreadful.
Let's have a look at some tweets on this. The fact that a Democratic ad showing Romney speaking French will work to lose in primary votes is sad on many levels. Hashtag the dumbing down of America. So that's somebody who thinks it's ridiculous to depict somebody as, a French lover and to expect that will lose them votes. Another person, now I think this is actually ironic, but it's perhaps a reference to what some people will react. Look at a video of Romney speaking French like some kind of bloody liberal. Now, I thought that was a genuine person who hated this video of Romney speaking French, and it showed him. I
think there's a little bit of irony there.
There is a bit of irony there, especially because the person tweeted it from London and said
yes.
bloody, which isn't
Not
American at all.
States, absolutely. Okay, let's move on because right. This is quite worrying. If you live in rural France and you can't get an appointment with your local doctor, you're being advised now to go to the vet. Not by the government, I should say.
This is the deputy mayor of Dijon by the name of Françoise Tannenbaum, like the film, if you remember. In any case, she said yes, there's a shortage of doctors around, especially in rural parts of France. So, a vet has 7 years kind of medical training, very well equipped at dealing with mammals. Right. Nipples and body parts and all this kind of stuff, and humans have that as well.
That's the first one that came to mind.
Right. So, biology, tails, legs, arms, it's all the same, really. A bit of milking, slaughtering. She thought it would be a very good idea to get people to see a vet instead. Now, I think we have pictures of this particular vet here by the name of Thierry Virali, who's showing a piece of plastic that's pretty disgusting. And what he's basically saying is that the instruments of veterinary science are not the same as the instruments of, that a GP would use, and that vets are already overworked in his particular town of Pouilly-en-Auxois, and he thinks it's a terrible idea. Now, in terms of figures, there are 16,000 vets in France.
It's a big glove he's putting on there.
It's a little bit disgusting. There are 16,000 vets, 200,000 GPs, and both are overstretched in fact, so this is probably not a very good solution, and it's also illegal. There would need to be a change in the law for vets to actually in a situation of, I suppose, emergency or whatever, to actually perform GP's duties.
Yeah. Let's leave that aside. It's disgusting. Okay, let's talk about something much more fun. Merging. You remember this Brangelina? That's Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. One of the first was Bennifer. Do you know who that was?
I was trying to remember the Hollywood showbiz
Jennifer
kind of
Lopez
origins.
And Ben Affleck, long since divorced. I think she's married several times since
I've got some photos of the showbiz ones in a sec.
The showbiz ones are good, but let's talk about the most famous one right now, because it is Mercosi.
Yeah.
That's what's running Europe. This is running Europe.
There are
at the
headlines
moment,
everywhere. Mercosi, Mercosi, Mercosi. Let's take a look at what Mercosi could actually look like.
Of the European perfect leader for Europe.
I think that's really unflattering for both Sarkozy and Merkel, actually. And they've changed the colour of the hair from some sort of... I don't think that's the colour of either their hair. But in any case, what we're seeing on social media is people putting up these morphed photos and putting up...
If only someone would do one of me and you, James.
Well, you see, there are websites that do it. We could check it out later, see what the result would be. Something kind of androgynous. But there's another one here, look, and I think that's actually even maybe more faithful to their... and then there's another one here which is kind of showing them as some sort of a vampire-like creature. Das Mercosi. So Mercosi is a phenomenon now that that has Facebook pages, that has Twitter feeds. Let's have a look at this here. Mercosi, EU Mercosi, and you've got tweets like, "On Monday we meet, my love, don't tell Bruni." Now, I was thinking another political duo that a lot of people talk about is Putin and Medvedev, and this particular website in Russia
That's just Putin with hair.
Well, I think it's a little bit more than that. There's kind of the traits are a little bit similar as well. And this says here, Putvedev, or what would the opposite of that be? I suppose it's something quite obvious, like...
what would the opposite be?
Putvedev
Medvin?
and... That's it, something like that. And anyway, so there you go. You've got a lot of these kind of political...
Can we look at the famous ones quickly?
All right, let's have a look if I actually put it on. I did. That is...
Brangelina. Brilliant. That's lovely. That's beautiful still, though.
Some sort of lantern-jawed, beautiful woman. Kind of a bit strange.
Oh, brilliant. James Creedon, the irreverent James Creedon.
Right, indeed.
Thank you very much indeed.
Laura.
We've run out of time. James will be back at the same time tomorrow. But now we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to have web news. In fact, we're going to have that for you right now. And the Occupy movements have been posting pictures of their cutest members. One in Africa, something a bit more serious. Images of Kenya's army fighting Islamist al-Shabaab rebels have got people talking. It's time for web news.